Alright, so I got the FMX-d all finished up. My first impressions of this car are really good. I set my drift track back up in my garage so I could test this thing out, and I'm just really impressed with it all around. My first couple experiences with rear-wheel drive were not good, but arguably they were not with great rear-wheel drive cars, or at least cars that aren't great out of the box. There aren't a lot of people around here that do our rear-wheel drive, so there's not a lot of people to learn from. And so the first two cars I had were, well, the first was a front motor R31 16 FM. Front motor rear-wheel drive on concrete anyway, I guess, is a bad combination. It made that car really nervous, really hard to drive. So I spent the whole time driving and just trying not to crash, as opposed to pushing the car and enjoying driving it. You know, I was able to kind of harness it after a while, but I never felt very connected with that car. After that, rear motor started to kind of come in for concrete cars. I was really excited for the Sakura D4. I picked that car up. I still have it. See, it's now been stripped for parts. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this, but the front steering geometry on this car is awful, and it has all kinds of handling issues. I know this car can be good, but it takes quite a bit of work to get there, as with any kind of budget option. That car at like $116, I don't know. I guess I expected some better steering geometry, not something that was just slopped off of the all-wheel drive car onto the rear-wheel drive car. This is my first like decent quality rear-wheel drive I've owned. I've been a fan of MST for quite a while. I have a couple of their counter steer cars, the MS01D. Now I have an FS01D, which are great four-wheel drive cars. So I figured that would be a safe brand to go with to do rear-wheel drive. So I picked up, this is the FMX-d, which is, it's based off of the FXX, which is a front motor rear-wheel drive, which I never had any interest in, but they put out a conversion for that car to make it mid-motor, and I guess it was popular, so they ended up producing it. So this car still has some of the remnants from the FXX, such as the front bulkhead that is, you can see where the motor used to go. I stuck a mad ball in there just because I thought it looked cool. But otherwise it's pretty well purpose built. I think it shares rear drivetrain with the RX. It's basically kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of those cars, but it all works really well. The steering geometry in this car is phenomenal. It is easy to drive, it's fun to drive. Instead of just spending my entire time not trying to crash, I'm actually, you know, trying different things with the car and you know, just having a lot of fun driving it. It's been a real joy to drive. I filmed a few test laps on the track. I'm going to upload that video separately, but overall, super impressed with this car. At 200, I think I got 285 shipped or something like that. I thought it was a good value. The only thing I added were the aluminum bulkhead, the aluminum gear mount, or they call it the reducer set, and then carbon shock towers, which kind of puts it up near probably a Pro, if they put out a Pro version of this car. Electronics, I'm running this, just a Speed Passion Reventon 13.5 censored, OMG CM13S steering servo. I'm running the MST 2.0. Get this up here, you can see it. The LSD 2.0S gyro. This gyro worked really well out of the box. I didn't touch the gain. I did set the limits. It has digital limits, which is awesome. A lot of lower end servos, you know, you set your endpoints on the radio, but this is what's actually turning your wheels. So these can overdrive the limits of the servo. Some of them have a little adjustment pot limiter. You just turn the wheel as far as it'll go, back off just a smidge. You can actually set your endpoints, just turn it to where, you know, you got no servo bind, and then you hit the button that sets the limit for that way, and then vice versa for the other way. So that servo was, or that gyro was around $45. great investment in my mind. The digital limits is great. I haven't had to touch the game. I've seen the front wheels hunt a little bit, but it's not bad at all, and the car is really drivable, and I'm really happy with it. It doesn't feel like it fights me that much. Maybe a little bit if I try to initiate a drift with the brakes, it's trying to keep things straight, but that's pretty normal. So I might play with the gain a little bit on it, or some delay, and try and slow it down a smidge, but that's straight out of the box. I haven't touched anything, so this thing is a freaking blast to drive. I absolutely love this car for the money. Fantastic. As I mentioned earlier in the video, as soon as I bought this, they teased that they're going to do a 2.0 version of it, which kind of sucks. I don't know if I'll switch or whatnot. But anyway, if the 2.0 is anything like this, it's just a phenomenal car. I'm really pleased with it. So anyway, this car gets a huge thumbs up from me. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. If you want to see a running video, I'm uploading that separately. Check my channel for that.